第二呢，我们会看那个产权呢不去转让方面。Okay, so let's start with chapter 1. Before I start, I'm going to talk about the potential of doing real estate. Okay, so let me break down 2 words. And okay, if you look at real estate, it's one of the very basic industry out there. Okay? 我们看房地产的话 right, 是一个基本的一个行业。Okay? So even since the cavemen, we need to find caves, okay, to live in. Okay? So real estate has been part of human society from the get-go. Okay? 从头开始的话 ，OK， 就需要一个房子一个保护 ，OK， 原始人也是一样 ，OK， 它有山洞啊等等 ，OK。So we need real estate for shelter. Okay? So that's the further shelter. And electricity generators, right? Transport, right? You need warehouses, right? And then we come back to one. Okay. Any and all industry, right? You require real estate or not. Okay. That's number one. Number one. Basic need of human design. So we go to um, Chinese mode. Okay. 唯一就是这个房地产，对，不管你什么房地产，对，住宅也好，商业也好，对，第二代的房子基本上是私募嘛，就是长远的方面，对，所以不管你是餐厅也好，OK，是农场也好，OK，是工坊也好，差不多都需要 number one，OK，唯一房产，没有房产的话做不了。第三呢，已经是创业，但是是看定为一流嘛，一流的他越来越老，需要。但是呢，医院呢，医生的还是需要。好了，第四，搬运，云南啊，也是一样，8点床，搬运的话，你需要当护啊，全球护啊，所以不管你什么行业都需要。啊，之后呢，then what, right? What's the potential? Right? We're talking about commercial. We're talking 佣金的话，我们以前是6%，现在是5%，有时候4%，不是算4%啊，对，年2%, right? Everybody gets split, right? 6%, 5%, that's the normal. 4%, right? 2% of a median house, half a mil, okay, $10,000. Okay, your 80% contract, okay, 你的佣金跟公司分是82, okay, 是8000块。And typically you do, you know, 6 a year, so it's 48K. That's the norm, okay, that's average. 平均数的话，连这个房产平均是3万块到5万块，平均是5万块。但是有一些他不买卖1万的房子，他买卖200万的房子，这样子的话，4倍了，4倍这个东西就是20万，但是你跳高一次，1 million, not a 1 million market, okay, versus 2 million market. 1 million market is twice that. So your potential is in this range here. Or you sell one every month, okay, you get 100K. So that's the potential of real estate. Okay. Do well, do 100K and up. Give you an example, okay? 我给你一个例子，对，很平常的话，你每个月卖栋50万的房子，对，就有10万块，对。If you go to commercial, get what? 80% of that, right? Okay. So that's 160. Okay. One transaction, okay? 一次过的 ，OK， 1000万的这个办公楼 ，OK， 20%， 20万，你是 80% 的佣金，16万 ，OK， 一个交易 ，OK， 你一年做一个，2个 ，OK， 半个，2年做一个就 OK，OK， so this is a snapshot of what it is, right? So real estate is the key, basic, essential industry for the whole world, and not only LA, not only like your neighborhood. Every breathing human needs real estate, and so is that important. Okay? And it's always going to be there. Okay? Look at the pandemic, right? 你看疫情之中 right? 不需要房子去住吗 right? 一定的，还有租房子等等 okay? Okay? 买卖房子一定的 okay? 转让房子 okay? So let's get back to chapter 1 okay? And look at the California real estate market. Okay? Typical medium price, you know, not in LA, right? In this area, Inland Empire, it's about 500. Okay? Creeping up to that area. California Bureau of Real Estate. Okay? 加州房产的话，平均数就是50万 ，OK， 每栋房子。Okay, the California Bureau of Real Estate. They keep changing this, okay? It should be now called Department of Real Estate. Okay? 这是房地产部的 ，OK？ 它有个名字改来改去 ，They changed it about 7 years ago. The bureau, you know, first BRE, but BRE is another acronym for, you know, then they changed it to CBRE. But if you know, some of you know, CBRE is a commercial firm, okay? So they changed it to California BRE, okay? So this is too long, right? It's tough to remember. So they're going back to BRE, okay? Department of Real Estate. So, but each state has their own real estate licensing law. Okay? 每个州政府它有自己的房产的牌照这个法律。我们这边呢是 Calgary，California.gov or BRE.ca.gov. You can put in BRE as well. Okay? 1, 2, and 3 okay, to get to the website. 它的名字是现在很丰富了 ，OK， 三个抬头都可以进去它的网址 ，OK， 所以现在他们是叫 California Department of Real Estate. You see all of the paperwork is changing back to the department. Alright, meaningful technological changes in real estate. Okay. 现在高科技的话影响很多行业 ，OK， 包括房产。So real estate buyers and sellers starts online. OK， 现在年轻人找房子的话，都是跳进去网址去找房子了，去卖房子 ，OK， 卖房子。90%， 90% 都是 ，OK， 他用他的手机啊、电脑啊等等 ，OK。Right now it's even more convenient. You can use your cell phone, right? You don't need a notebook computer or desktop. Just use your cell phone, your smartphone, to surf the web. find houses. Other website is Zillow. I remember back then Zillow is the startup. They're providing you know data on all the houses. Now they have grown a lot。以前开始的话，它就给就是房产的资料，现在呢，它常态了，OK，它就是打广告啊，对，就能抓住就是 agent，OK，赚 agent 这些去打广告。Truly.com another website，okay, Realtor.com，okay, all of these you can find houses, you can do searches， okay, 可以找到。And almost all, okay, real estate company they have their own website and they can do searches and stuff like that, just like Zillow. Okay. Social media, okay, 其他的东西，我们中国人用这个微信 ，okay， 老美用这个 Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, okay, they could put photos and ads, right, of the new listing online in moments, okay, very quick. And through the MLS, the local multiple listing service, okay, they syndicate to all of these websites. And once you put a listing on the MLS, it's gonna go to all of these websites. Okay. 你做房地产的方面的话，你挂这个卖房子这个顺序在它的网 agent 网 MLS，OK， 它全部其他的网址都有的 ，OK， 所以呢很快，你的listing right 你挂上去，就能打电话过来，因为你晚上挂上去，早上就有电话了。High cost of California real estate， OK， 在加州，西安跟这个东岸这边，那都是蛮贵的。纽约、New Jersey 这种 ，OK， 东部 ，OK， 我们这边就是洛杉矶、三藩市 ，OK， 都很高的 ，OK。So California real estate value will reduce unevenly due to financial crisis and the Great Recession. Okay. 08年的时候它大跌嘛 ，OK。所以我们加州的话，有些房子的话，它低于一半的价值 ，OK。但是有些好区的话，它保值 ，OK。以前是200万，现在还是200万，还升高了 ，OK。The Great Recession has slowed down the construction of houses, but has increased demand for apartments. Okay. So no one is going to build homes, right? No one want to buy them. Okay. So they build more apartments or rent out. Okay. As of now, California still needs more housing. Okay. It's still a housing crisis, not enough houses for everybody. Okay. 加州的话 ，right， 它滑下来这5年吧，哎，没人盖房子，因为他买不到，哎，价钱低嘛，哎，你的新房子材料、人工等等贵于这个市面的价位，哎，没人去盖房，所以他就盖这种公寓，哎，所以加州还缺房子。因为还是看到很多人去盖这个公寓这方面。 Money real estate market value are continue adjusting in aftermath of financial crisis. Okay, it's still going up. Okay, uptrend. There's a split market though. Okay, 它分开两个市场。Anything below 600. Okay, 601. And this buffer zone varies. Okay, it's still going up, right? The 250, 350, 550 houses. Okay, they're inching up. Okay, the 600 and up, right? They're a little bit stagnant, and then the $1 million class went down slightly. Okay, or they take a long time to sell it. Okay. 低于60万的房子，right？ 25万、35万、45万、55万，OK， 它还是飙上去。OK， 然后60几万到80万是个空间，OK， 很难处理的，OK， 所以它卡住，所以地方是不到房子。100万房子的话，right， 它就是卖不出去，但是没人去买，但是它价位的调查了一些，所以这两个 market one and two, right? Between these prices. 所以它这个市场分开两段了，对，就很难处理了，对。低于60万的话，它的还是飙上来，对，100万房子，长时间长卖不掉，对，它的价位飙高了一些，对，不是很多。Okay, so they talk about real estate, a profitable profession. Okay, so on here, right, we talk about on the average 100K. Okay. So with the high cost of real estate comes the potential for high profits, right? Especially when you do commercial, right? 你做商业房产的话更赚钱，因为它的价位比较高， right? 在加州也是， right， 房子平均数是50万，其他州， right， 他们搬家了，25万、20万、10几万多，所以你买一栋房子，还要买2栋房子。Commission is the amount paid, okay, 佣金是赚多少 usually as a percentage of the selling price of a service. 它是一个100%。6%, 5% is total, 4%, 3%. But everybody is figuring around 5%. Each one gets. Now, when you see this word commission, automatically your answer should be negotiable. This is always on the test. Negotiable. 你看到佣金这个字，你马上就想到，好到马上，这是这个答案。Sample question will be who sets the commission? A. Seller. B. Broker. C. The buyer. D. Negotiable. Best answer, negotiable. No matter what you set, right? Still negotiable. 像价钱一样，right？ 它如果谁固定这个佣金 ，A 卖主 ，B 经纪人 ，C 买主 ，D 对讨价还价，所以 D 就是不愿意去的。不管你是谁 ，OK， 还可以 maximum commission that can be charged on real estate home sale is negotiable, okay, between the principal and the broker. Okay, always negotiable. Real and personal property. So we're gonna talk about real versus personal, and we pay, right? Ownership is a bundle of rights, okay？你所有这个房产这是你把权，okay? Basic four possession， okay？这个是你的东西，enjoyment， 你享受，three control， 你控制它，four disposition， 你处理，就是买了，贷款。So these four, possession, enjoyment, control, disposition, is called bundle of rights. Okay. And this exam question. Okay. 它也是考试基本东西，没有基础，四样东西。You always have to remember the bundle of rights, these four things. Okay. The question goes like this. The following are elements of bundle of rights. Okay. There's A, B, C, D, right? Except what is not. They may say freedom, right? That's not bundle of rights. Because if you're a tenant, right, you're not free to do anything, right? There's limitation. So bundle of rights. So they even draw a picture, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Real property is a right or interest that a person has in the land, and anything attached to the land. 不动产就是地皮嘛，地皮上面占住的东西也是不动产。Okay, land above and below the surface, including literal and fairy rights, oil, mineral, and gas rights, and airspace, such as canopy. 这很重要。这块地，哎，一个面积，上面所有的东西，加上上面的空间都是有权利的，包括水这方面。Littoral is lake and ocean。那个单词 littoral 就是你的水的权利 ，OK， 这是湖边跟海洋 ，OK。Riparian rights is called rivers and streams. That you have to memorize, okay. Riparian 这个单词呢，就是关于河跟小河。And then they talk about all different types of water. Wells, surface water rights, percolated water, how to appropriate water, anything permanently attached or fixed to the land, such as building fences and walls. Okay. 这是不动产，房子，房子在地皮上面是围墙，就是墙壁，都是不动产。Okay, anything incidental or opportune to the land is also real estate. For example, shares of a stock in a motor company. Okay. So on top of the hill, you have a water tower, right? You have all these technologies all around. stock of the water company is also real estate。它的水塔的水公司过来，它分配水给所有的住宅，每个住宅它有一个股票，所以投资股票，这个股票也是不动产，你买卖的房子，有跟它加上项目，easement is also comes into mind. That which is immovable by law, attached by root preservation of land. 花草树木都是动产。But if we put it in the big pot, okay, we remove this pot, then it's personal property. Okay? But if we plant it, right, we plant on the ground, roots, then this is real property. This is personal property. 种这个树在一个大花盆里面的话，这个还是私人财产，因为它没有占了这个商品，占了第三名的话，就可能的话，就变为不动产。And the fruits that comes from the trees, right? It's called emblement. Okay? 这个果是叫 emblement. Okay? 这个也是私人财产，可以摘下来的。Okay? 所以摘不下来的东西，树有根的等等。OK， 这个图，这个小地球，这个面是大欧的国家，这个一点点，但是上面所有的 everything to the center of the earth, if you get it, it's yours, and all the space above. There's a limit, right? I think there's 30,000 feet limit. 超过3万尺高的话 ，right， 这是国家的嘛？还是2万？所以国家对国家的法一样，他们也的飞机不可以过来这边去看他们的公司了，所以很多时候，过去的话有姓名，不是的话他把那飞机打杀了。Personal property.私人财产。Okay. So what is personal property? Is any property that is movable, 可以移动的 and cannot be properly classified under the definition of real property. 他们定义出来它是不动产，这个都是私人财产。So anything not defined as real property, okay. 它的形状等等的话都不是不动产的。So emblements, right? I talked about earlier, right? Growing crops or fruits, right? Fruits and nuts, annually. These are personal property. The ownership of personal property is transferred with the bill of sale. Okay? 你转让的是私人财产的话，你有一个清单，是买卖的东西，为什么？州政府要抽税，你买卖的东西。Okay. They have a record of the bill of sale, and the state of California will collect sales tax. Okay, for personal property. Okay, fixtures. What is fixtures? Okay, 设备 personal property attached to or incorporated into the land in which manner has become real property. Okay. For example, oven, stoves, refrigerator, freezers, right, in a restaurant, they nail it down to the floor, right? Make sure it doesn't move. Okay. So that becomes real estate. It's called fixtures. It's personal property that's fixed to the land and they become real estate. But when they move, they detach it, they move it to another location, right? So it's called fixtures. 这个单词呢很有意思，就是私人财产用来做生意的，OK，它安装在地上面，像这个餐厅它的炉头、冰箱设备，OK，它安了在地上，就变为不动产了，OK，但是它搬走的时候，它给卸下来，认为这个是私人财产嘛，right? So everything you have to talk to the landlord, right? I'm gonna put this in. This is my personal property. I'll use it for my business. And then when I leave, I'll take it with me. Okay? 就告诉这个房东我做餐厅的，这是我的设备，这是财产，对，我安在这边。我不做生意，我拿走了，我可以把这个私财产拿走。Okay? 这个洞等等我补上都 OK。Any holes make on the floor, on the wall or in the ceiling, you have to fix it up. Okay? Alright, how do you test if it's a fixture? Okay? One method is called Maria. Method of attachment 你怎么去安装上去的 ？Okay? Adaptability, okay? 怎么用上 ？Okay? Intention 你是不是这是来做生意的等等 ？Relationship, right? 你跟房东有什么关系 ，right？ 有没有姓名给他们 ，OK？ agreement, right？ 协议上面有没有写上姓名？这个是私人财产。Alright, trade fixtures, right? Always, 永远都是 personal property. Okay? Removable exception to the rule. Okay? Equipment used in normal course of business, which is considered personal property as long as any removable damage can be repaired. 接下来这是设备的话，有这个地啊、场地啊、天花板等等 ，right？ 有恢复原来 OK 了。Transfer by bill of sale， 怎么去转让呢？买卖，就是有个清单。Okay? So this is trade fixtures， 做生意的设备。Method of land description， 怎么去形容一个地皮呢？这个有很多方式。Common address， 普通的地址，但是这个顺序不够 ，OK？There's not enough information that tells you, I have a strange looking, lot. Okay? You just give me an address, I don't know what size lot you have, what shape it is, right? So common address is not that good. It just tell me about where it is, okay? 普通地址的话，就是不会形容你的地址的 ，OK？ 就是你在哪个地啊 ？OK？ 在哪里 ？OK？ 不会形容这个地址。So there's 3 legal types of land description. OK？ 有3种方式。Number 1, meets and bounds surveyor's map. OK？ 这个距离跟这个范围 ，right？ 就是从哪里到哪里，这个原位跟距离。Number 2, sections and township U.S. government survey. 街道啊，跟这个一片地在哪里，这个比较传统的方式。这是 O 为，不是 O 为，老方式是用里程碑，很多现在都是用这个了。You put in a book, and you have all of the information. So let's look at them, okay? 看看他们怎么去用。Alright, meets and bounds survey is a map, okay? It's basically a bunch of words, right? They use what? They use boundaries, distances, angles, and a starting point. 它从哪里开始 ，right？ 这个角度，这个范围 ，right？ 加上这个距离，这是这样去一个 ，okay？Meets is what? Distance, right? Between 2 points, feet, yard, rods, and chains, right? We don't need to know rods and chains. Okay? Feet, yards, and meters. Okay? 后面那两个呢不需要，因为这个是英国这个怎么去量距离的 ，OK？ 这是多少尺、多少 yard、多少，OK？Bounds 这是这个范围 ，starting point，OK？ 这是从哪里开始 ，ending point 到哪里 ，OK？And markers in between used to describe the boundaries。Natural boundary，OK？ 自然的这个范围就是河边啊，来树啊，石头，大的石头。Man-made 人做的话，就是 canals， 路 ，right stakes， or benchmarks， 钉子 ，right， 一个大树等等，那不是 man-made， 是人造做的 ，Okay, so let's look at a survey and map, right? So you look at, the description. So it starts here, right? Fence corner, right? 这个围墙的边边这个角。So you go east, right? 往东多少距离 ，okay? Another corner fence, right? 这是这个围栏这个处 ，okay? And then you go an angle, right? 50 degrees, 32 minutes, right? From southeast, okay? 东南边这个角度 ，okay? 到一个 iron pin, right? 这个铁钉子在场地 ，okay? 然后呢返回来 ，going west to the other fence corner, right? 2,500 feet. And then you go back at an angle, right? 5 degree, 32 minutes, right? 1,300 feet. So they describe this whole area with boundary. Okay? 它是形容一个面积吧 ，OK？ 这样子的方式，一个方向，一个范围跟一个距离。方向就是多少度 ，OK？ 东南西北 ，OK？ So north, south, west, east. Okay, how many degrees? How many minutes? How many seconds? Okay. So that's why you see sometimes on the road you see a tripod, the scope, right? That's a surveyor. They have to know exactly how many degrees. Okay. Alright, next item. Okay. 第二种方式 It identifies land by section township arrived upon by dividing the state into baseline and meridians. OK， 它就这个州就分开 ，OK， 有这个出点，然后一块一块来用。OK， There are 3 starting points in California. Okay, Humboldt Base is in the north. Mount Diablo is in central, and San Bernardino, that's us, right? Southern California. 北边叫 Humboldt, okay? 中部就是 Mount Diablo, 南边就是 San Bernardino. So, this is Humboldt, Mount Diablo, San Bernardino. Okay? So baselines, right? 这是底线的 ，okay? Runs east and west. 东西方向 ，okay? And is marked by 6-mile increments. 每6英里一个点 ，okay? 6 miles. Meridian lines run north and south. Okay? 这个线呢就是北南线 ，okay? From starting point and are marked by 6-mile increments called tiers. Okay? So these are ranges. Okay? We go up. 6 miles, 6 miles. These are tiers. Okay, tiers. Okay, so you have ranges and tiers. There's township, 一个小镇，小城市了。Okay, 6英里乘6英里 ，so 6 miles times 6 miles. That's a township. Each township is divided into 36 sections. Okay? And each section is 1 square mile. Okay, start off with northeast corner, and then they count. So it looks something like this. Okay, 它里面它有分开36段 ，okay, 方块 ，okay, 每一个方块就是1英里，一方英里。就是1个英里乘1个英里，是1方英里。Okay, so what goes up and down is called T, right? So this is the reference point, right? Tier 1 north, right? 6 miles, 6 miles, like that. Okay. South. Okay, Meridian east, right? 东边的话 right? 是6英里，6英里，6 miles, 6 miles. Okay, west, range 1 west, going this way. Okay, so that's how they describe where your land is. Okay? And the township, they number it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They don't start 7 here. You know why? 它是1、2、3、4、5、6，为什么7它不在？Survey is too lazy. They don't want to walk all the way and counting there again. Just continue counting, right? 它继续数了，然后就跑来跑去。Okay? 8、9、10、11、12、13, right? So it goes something like this. And that's how they count. Okay, 那斜形的，okay, S 型，okay. And then they have described northwest quarter, right? And then they say this is the northeast of the northeast. 东北 right 就是这一块 okay and then etc right they could describe down to whatever your land is right okay they use this methodology they just drill down okay so it's kind of confusing because all these directions okay and if you have a landmass okay that is shaped something funny like that right and you have all these differences right that you need to describe okay 所以你用这个方式来形容的话是很复杂的 okay 这个很多人都不用 okay 但是给政府去用的话它很清楚 okay 你在哪个地区等等 Alright, finally, number 3, right? They use the track, blocks, and lots. Okay? 最后一个方式，它是一片地皮，街道，然后你的地皮。So it described properly according to the engineer's map, which is approved by the Bureau of Department of Real Estate and the local city, county, and then recorded. Okay? The subdivision map is referred to as the final subdivision map. A track, okay, 是一片大的地了 ，okay. The name assigned to the individual subdivision map， 它有名字的，然后 generally a number， 有时候它有名字，有时候它号码，现在的变为是号码 ，but in the past was often a word or phrase. Okay. Before it's just names, now it's numbers. Track number, what is the track number? Okay. A block is individual number section of the track separated by roads. Okay. 有街道分开的话，就是一条街一条街嘛 ，right? And then lots is individual number section of a block. 每一个街道里面有多少地皮，就是你的房子在这个地皮上 ，okay? 这样子为例。So, if your house is here, okay, they would say Short Line Beach Subdivision number 2, or it's track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, it's a number. And then it's block 21, okay, 街道21, and then your lot 22. Okay, so number 1 is your track number, your block number, and your lot number. Right? 唯一你这片地是什么号码？你街道是号码，对，你的地皮的号码，这样子为骗。Okay, you see, lot 22 in block 21 of the Short Line Beach Division number 2. This is the track. Okay. Or if it's the same number, right? They have a number. As per map recorded in Book 4, page 42 of maps in the Office of County Recorder of Los Angeles. 看到记录到哪里了？对，第4本书 ，OK， 42页，这是在里面 ，OK。Alright, so nowadays you also have digital maps, okay, to identify where it is, right? 现在我们有一个卫星的一个地图啊，很方便，知道你的地皮这个形状范围在哪里。Okay? To give an example, okay, for people with IQ, just follow me verbally. Okay? You go to Google Map, just type in, let's say this offset, right? The new body is Foothill Boulevard. Okay, right there. And you could zoom in. Right, this is our building, right? As you can see, right? Little, so this lot here, this is our lot. Okay. Now if you look at, let's say 12360. As you can see, this outline here, right? This is the lot. See, this is the lot, right? Your neighbor's lot, right, and your other neighbor's lot. Different shapes, you can see, right? Okay. Okay, so this is the third way, number 3 way。第三种方式的应用是地址 ，OK， 一片大地的号码，来街道的号码，加上你地址的号码。So track, blocks, and lot. A reference table, okay? Some of the stuff that you need to know, and for the test, okay? 1 acre, 一个英亩的面积是43,560 square feet. 43,560平方尺。How do you memorize this? Very tough number to memorize, right? I just go with the flow, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the magic. 0, right? And then I reverse 3 and 4. Because I know it's roughly about 40,000 square feet. Okay? 我知道一个英亩的面积是大概4万方尺，但是我用顺口 ，OK， 3456加个0 ，OK， 然后前面的我把3跟4反过来 ，OK， 这样子我记住这个数字。你有其他方式好记住的话，可以用自己的方式 ，OK。Alright, a square acre, right, is 208.71 times 208.71, or roughly 209 times 209. Okay. 一个方形的英亩 ，OK， 它的面积是209or simply put to this formula 200 times 200, right? So 40,000. A mile is 5,280 feet. 一个英里的话是5280。This number memorized. Okay. I could use later on. Okay. Or you could just say roughly about 5,000 miles. 5,000 feet. Okay. 一个英里大概5000。This one you have to memorize. A square mile. What's a square mile? It's a pound in okay, 1 mile by 1 mile. Okay. It has 640 acres. 640 acres. 1 square mile has 640 acres. Okay. In the pound in the lot. Okay. You need to go by 60. So 1 mile by 1 mile is what? township has 6 miles squared, 36 of them. Okay, so a township you have to times 36 acres, right? So 640 times 36, 23,040 acres。一个小镇的话，right， 它有23040个地，23040一个小镇。A commercial acre, right, is an acre minus any required property like roads, stuff, right, homes. 商业的英亩的话，就小于普通的英亩啊，因为它有去掉街道啊等等。A rod is 16 feet, right? And there are 4 rods to 1 chain. Okay, we don't use this anymore. Okay? So if you want to memorize it, it's good. Memorize it, okay? But they won't test you this on the test, guaranteed. And if they do, I'll give you a nickel. Alright, doing the math, right? And here this is they give you how many square feet in an acre, right? And they want you to figure out how many acres that measure this. 它要你算，okay，多少英亩，每个方块它帮你的比例，334乘660。So how do you do that, right? First you times this 2 to get the total area. Then you divide it by how many square feet is in an acre to get how many acres. Okay? 所以你除这个总数，right? 43560就等于5个 acre. So when you divide that number, right? 43,560 feet per acre, then you get 5 acres. And then this is to figure out, what is the width of each lot. Okay. The deep, they give you a depth table, right? Something like this. They say it's exactly 1 acre, right? So there's 4 strips. It's 240 feet deep. Okay. They're asking how much is each one of these, the frontage, okay, per lot. So you know there's 1 acre. Okay, so total is what? 43560, right? You divide by that equal this whole width, right? And then you divide that by 4. You get this little piece here. Okay? 你知道这块地它证明是1个英亩，43560方尺。深度它给你了240，它全部4块地是一样的面积， okay？ 所以你用这个数字除240，你就知道这个宽度，宽度它有4块地嘛，所以你除了4，除完4，这是这个宽度，所以大概是45.375。So the answer is 45 feet, roughly. Okay? So that's how you do it. Okay? They give you 1. And the boundary condition, right? 4 equal lots, and they give you a depth table. So you 1, and then you divide by 4. Alright, so this ends our chapter 1. Okay. We're gonna take a just do a 10-minute break, okay, until 10:25. Okay, we'll be back 10:25. Okay. So we break till 10:25. Then we do chapter 2. Okay，我们10:25回来。Okay，然后早上12。Okay. So let me do the same. Okay, we'll break till 10:25. Alright, see you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, we are back. Okay, 我们回来了。Okay, Chapter Two we talk about estate transfer and titles. OK，32的话，我们会讲产权这方面，加上怎么去转让。OK，estate ownership，这是你的房产，OK，你有的房产。So what is it? An interest, share, right, or equity in real estate. OK，这是你的权利，这是有分配给你的。OK，不动产。OK，that vary from minimum rights of a renter，从一个租客 to the maximum right of a full owner，到你是无足群有的权利。So this word freehold estate, meaning what? That's the highest degree of ownership and rights that you have. 单词 freehold estate 表示什么呢？就是所有的房产的权利在你手上。这叫 freehold. So you look at this, right? Freehold estate ownership. Okay. Underneath this, you have estate in fee. Okay, for fee simple, absolute. Okay, that's without any conditions. Okay. You then have qualified condition limitation. It's called defeasible. Okay, 有条件的产权。And then life estate is following a person's life. Okay, 寿命，有寿命段的一个产权。Reversion meaning it goes back to the grantor. Remainder, it keeps going to the other people. It doesn't go back to the originator, the grantor. Okay. 这种靠这个人的生命的话，他死了，他都回到给产权的人，这叫 reversion， 返回嘛，right？ 因为他不返回去的话，他就是传差去，就叫 remainder。 Okay, so let's talk about estate in fee. Okay, owner holds all rights for unlimited period. 没有时间段的，永远性，最长的这个房产权。Okay, condition that restrict the fee simple. It's called fee simple defeasible. 因为它有条件的话，就叫 fee simple defeasible. Condition precedent. Okay, 有条件，前面有条件。Condition subsequent, 后面有条件。And fee simple determinable estate determines the duration of the estate by the deed itself. 有一些有时间段的。Okay. To give you a subsequent condition, grandfather gave the grandson, little kid. Okay. The condition is that grandson, right, number one, get married. Condition number two, have 2 kids. Okay. Then the property is the grandkids. Okay. Something like that. OK， 所以这个例子是之后，哎，有什么发生，也是一个条件，哎，这个爷爷给这个孙子一套房子，他说两个条件，第一个你要结婚，结婚之后第二个条件有两个小孩，哎，以后房子就属于你的了，哎，给你的，送给你，哎，你完成这个条件就送给你，哎。So that's fee simple to feasible, right? They have a condition after defect condition. Life estate is indefinite period. That means it's definite, okay? Interest in real property for the length of a designated person's life, right? They could do everything that a legal owner would do, okay? But the moment he dies or she dies, right, then no more. Okay? So if grantor holds the estate in revision, right, the property will return to the grantor. Okay? So if the grantee dies, right, it goes back to the grantor. Right? 你给产权给一个人，他死了，哎，他上面断了，哎，就回到你手上，哎，这个叫 reversion. Upon death of a designated person, life tenancy loses ownership interest. And ownership goes to another life tenant. It's called estate in remainder. 因为他不回到他手上，那就是哎让他给另外的人的话，就变为 estate in remainder，剩下来也是给出去了，哎，他没有收回来，收回来就是叫 reversion。Alright, now let's talk about less than freehold. 小于 freehold 是什么？租房子，租客没有全部的产权，他不可以卖你的房子，他也不可以贷款，他只是享受住的在里面。Estate for years. Okay. This term is very, very confusing. Okay. 它这个单词这一句话是很迷糊的。Okay. They say it's years, so people, everybody, all the students say it has to be years, right? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 50 years, whatever, right? No. This year meaning is a period of time. 一段时间。Okay? It could be 2 hours. It could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It's still a stay for years. Remember that, okay? Lease for any fixed period of time, hours, days, months, or years. Remember that, okay? 你要记住，一段时间，几个钟头、几天、几个月、几个礼拜、几年，都是 a stay for years. And they will have a trick question for you. Okay? They will say the following are stay for years. 1 year, 2 years, 2 months, and every day. Right? Everything below is stay for years except every day is the exception. Okay? 它会讲上面全部都是 stay for year，只有一个不是，它讲1年、2年、2个月，每一天，对，每一天都不是了，这样子来考。以后呢，有些学生呢糊涂了，他就讲，是不是1年还是2年？Years, right？ 2年，错了，因为他 他问不是是不是，他说不是。Right? So let's stay from period to period. What does that mean? Period to period. 这是第二个。Okay? Renewable agreement to rent lease property from period to period, usually month to month or week to week, or day to day. And like in a hotel, right? 像酒店一样，每一天，哎，长期的每个礼拜、每个月都有 ，OK， 就是一段时间来租出去。Okay, so this is a stay from period to period. It's not a stay for years. Okay? Daily, weekly, monthly. There's no annually. Annually is mute, right? So they turn it into a 1-year lease. A stay at will, what does that mean? Rental agreement for an indefinite period of time. No expiration. Right? Either party must give 30-day notice to terminate. 这种呢有协议，但是它没有结束日期，所以你想结束的话，你要给对方30天的宣布。Alright, let's say a sufferance or tenancy a sufferance. What does that mean? DC, the tenant, will not vacate after the term of the stay has run out. 到期的话没有搬走。OK， 这个情形呢 ，OK， 这叫 stay a sufferance 或 tenancy a sufferance。OK， 没有协议了，他还住在里面。OK， 是这个意思。Alright, acquisition and transfers. Let's see where we are. It's a relatively short chapter. Okay. Acquisition is to buy, to get. Okay, transfer is push it away, to sell. Okay, 这是买卖转让。Okay， 怎么去转让呢？Any change over in the ownership of property. Okay， 你转名字也好，加名字也好 ，OK， 这是转。OK， Acquisition means to acquire, buy or pull in。这个单词 acquisition 就是去要、去买、去拿回来。Okay? Alienation， OK， 这是关于第三节了。OK， means to transfer， OK， 转让出去。Sell 卖出去 or push away， 不要了，推出去。So there are 7 basic ways to transfer real estate. 有7种方式去转让不动产。Okay, we'll look at each one of them. Okay. Transfer by deed. 用权证转让。Okay. Use a grant deed. 转权证。You have to use the word grant. 这个动词是给谁了？姓名给谁？ Grantor is the seller. The homeowner is the person who grants property. The seller. Grantee is the person whom the grant is made. The buyer. 买主就叫 grantee， 卖主叫 grantor。Okay, what's quitclaim? 放弃。Okay, convey only the rights that a person may hold. Okay, 有人他有这个权利，他是放弃了，给别人了。A quitclaim deed has no covenant, no promises. It guarantees nothing. Can convey any rights the grantor may have. Okay, so it clears a cloud on the title. 是把它清掉了，就是不用模糊他，是不是他有权利？他姓名没有权利。 or a quiet title action is a court proceeding to remove a cloud on the title to real estate property。这是模糊的地方，好像夫妻，他讲这个太太是自己的财产，他有姓名，所以先生要姓名，放弃给这个太太这个房产，就是比较清楚了，反过来也是。subtypes of deed， 不同的房产证，A gift deed, that's obvious, right? It's a gift. Okay. Grant as a gift of love and affection. No other necessary, doesn't cost you a dime. It's a gift. Okay. A tax deed is what? Given to property if sold as payment tax to property taxes. 你不给税，税局帮你拍卖。OK， 买你的房子的人都有这个 tax deed， 通过这个 tax collector 给他一个产权证。Administrator deed or executor deed, okay, is for deceased person's property， 就是审判。一个人死了，他的财产就分配嘛，他州政府审判之后，就给你这两种地。Administrative deed 就是家庭处理的 ，OK，Executive deed 就是法庭处理的。Sheriff's deed is what? Granted to a purchaser at a court order sale. 你被告，还是你告人 ，OK， 被告人他没有钱，就拍卖他的房子，这样子的话，法庭规定就拍卖他的房子来赔偿你。买这个被告的人的房子，他们有收到一个叫 Sheriff's deed， 警察拍卖的，就是通过法庭。Trustee's deed is given to a purchaser of property at a trustee foreclosure sale， 这是普通的拍卖房子。敲作人，银行的敲作人帮他拍卖的房子，买主呢都得到这个敲作人的产权证 ，Trustee's deed。And then a guardian deed is what? Used by a guardian to transfer real property of minor or incompetence. 监护人的产权证，比如说他小于18岁的还是老人家，他脑子不清，就叫这个 guardian deed。Land patent is what? Used by government to grant public land to individual. 政府给地皮给一个私人一块地，叫 land patent。Like the federal government giving large parcel of lands to Indian tribes, right? Land patent. 像美国政府给的是印第安一些地皮，那个叫 land patent。Alright, so the form looks like this, right? This is a grant deed. This is a quick claim deed. 一个产权证，普通的产权证，这是放弃的产权。So what does it have? It has the track number and the APN number, right? 这个房子的税号 ，right? And then whoever the grantor is, they sign. Right? They sign here. Dated, signed. And then it has to be notarized. Notarized. 是公证的。Okay. 这个是一样，要签字 and notarize。OK， 记录的公司有公证。Anytime you record something, you need it to be notarized. Okay, remember that. Alright, valid deeds. 合法的产权需要什么东西 ？It must be in writing. 必须要写出来的，嘴巴说不行。It has to be written. Okay. On a piece of paper, right? Properly describe the parties, grantee and grantor. 它姓名谁是卖主，谁是买主，谁是 grantor， 谁是 grantee. Adequately describe the property. 什么房楼啊 ，right? What type of property is it? Single house, condo, mobile home. Okay. Contain a granting clause. Right? 它有个动词叫给 grant 转让 right 给你 be signed by the grantor okay sign grantor seller 屋主卖主有签字 okay delivery right 怎么去送出去 okay property is not transferred until the deed is delivered with the intent of passing title 很多方式 okay couple ways number one manual delivery by hand right 手送的 grantor right 递给这个 grantee hand to hand right manual delivery number two deliver through recording okay 通过记录来宣布 so putting title in the grantee's name in a county records 它在 county 的境府记录下来 remember 记录下来的话 you need notary right notarize okay and then of course 3 conditional delivery right a specific event must occur before the deed is delivered manually just like the grandfather right to the grandson is a conditional delivery right when they get the second kid right congratulations right typically done by legal counsel and the lawyer given to them or the trustee of the trust of the family trust okay okay here's something that is very confusing okay so you need to take very important note okay 这个也是很模糊一个概念 okay 所以你要记住 trust deed they have the word deed in here okay is not a deed 它不是个产权证 it's not a deed but rather a conveyance that gives fair legal title to trustee with the power to sell what does that mean it's a collateral evidence of a collateral that you borrow the money from the bank okay and if you don't pay the bank will take this collateral and sell it and get paid 这个是这个抵押书 OK 跟银行借款的话你抵押这个房子给银行你不给银行钱的话银行有权利拍卖你的房子然后从拍卖的钱就还钱给银行所以 this trustee 是个产权抵押 OK 抵押书不是产权的纸张 OK So a trust deed is not a deed; it's a collateral, evidence of collateral. Okay, so they will test you on it, right? 考试他会考你. They will say the following are deeds except. First thing they're gonna put is, right, sheriff's deed, right, trustee's deed, right? They don't put trustee's deed. They put trustee, okay? And then they put sheriff's deed, right? And they put guardian deed. They're all deeds, okay? Except this word trust here, that's not a deed. To be a real deed, it's called trustee deed, okay? It's from foreclosure, right? Trustee deed is a deed. This is a deed because of the TED, okay? Trustee deed 那个是金贵的产权，对，他从拍卖叫做人叫 trustee，OK， 给你这个产权的叫 trustee deed，普通拍卖房子，但是 trust deed 没有意义的话，不是一个产权，是一个抵押书。So very very careful. Okay. They will test you on it. Believe me. Okay. At least one question. Okay. 最起码一个问题问到这个。Okay. Alright, transfer by will, right? Called testate. 遗嘱, right? 转让. So a will is a document created by a person stating how that person's property is going to be after his or her death. 这是遗嘱嘛 right? 他死之前他写的 ，OK， 有很多方式去操作 ，OK， 但是只是按照他的说法去分配他的财产 ，OK， different types, OK. A witness will is typed, usually prepared by attorney, dated, signed by the owner, declared authentic by at least 2 witnesses, so 3 signatures total. Okay. 有公众的，不是，对，有公证人的遗嘱，就是打出来的，打印出来的。Okay. 大部分都是律师准备的，有日期，然后屋主的签名，然后还有2个公证人签字，总共有3个签字。Okay. Number 2, holographic will. 这个单词的这种遗嘱的话，就是 entirely handwritten, dated and signed. 手写的也有日期，有他签字。最普遍就是这一种 ，OK， 很多人都是用这个 holographic will. And they hide it, right? You don't know where they put it. 收藏起来很多时候找不到的。Okay? So this term, dockersal, what does that mean? Dockersal. Is a change in the will before a maker's death. So especially the holographic will, right? They keep changing, right? 所以they put date, right? And they put all together, see what things they change, right? Dockersal number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, etc. Right? They keep changing the mind, right? So we have to collect all this evidence and see what they really want to do. And then number 3, you have what we call revocable living trust, family trust, right? So it's a trust that is effective during the life of the owner rather than upon his or her death. it can eliminate probate and serve the same function as a will and may reduce excise tax and return. 这种家庭信托的话是很有效的，OK，这个屋主活的时候，OK，他就还住这个信托，OK，他死了之后，他的跳作人就帮他去做，怎么去分配这个财产，然后这种信托的话，OK，他不需要州政府去审判的，OK，马上有效。然后呢，他还可能税这方面节了点税，这个要看律师了，怎么去操作。Transfer by probate, okay, the Superior Court approval. Probate 就是通过审判。So probate is a Superior Court procedure to determine a will's validity. OK， 那看他的遗嘱是不是真的还是假的还是什么情况。Any creditor's claim, OK， 他欠债的债户，OK， and establish the identity of the rightful beneficiary， 受益人是谁？所以通过法庭去审判。Executor is male, right？ 男的就是叫 executor. Executress is female. So before I got a reverse, right? Executor from the family, okay? 家庭的去处理这个遗嘱。Administrator is male. Administratress is the female. Okay? And is appointed by the court. 这个通过法庭，它的名字不一样。Administrator, administratress is from the court. Executor or executress is from the family. It doesn't have to go through the court. Transfer by interstate succession, no will. What happened if there's no will, right? 又没有遗嘱的话，怎么办 ？OK， 就是通过叫 interstate succession. The procedure used for transferring deceased property to the heir if there's no will, right? Separate property is divided. 怎么去分配 ？Equally between surviving spouse and one child. OK， 因为他只有一个配偶，然后一个 one kid. Okay, so it's 50-50. Okay, 一半给配偶，一半给一个小孩。So what if there's more, right? 1/3 to the surviving spouse and 2/3 to be divided equally among 2 or more children. Okay, so if they have 1 kid, 2 kids, or more, right? The spouse gets 1/3, and all the kids get 2/3. Okay, 因为他一个配偶有2个小孩以上的 ，OK， 配偶拿1/3 ，OK， 其他的小朋友拿2/3，然后他们平分。Okay, so if it's 2, 1/3, 1/3, right? But if there's 4 kids, right, then your 2/3 would divided by 4, okay, equals 212. So everybody get 1/6. Okay, 4 times 1/6. Okay. 因为他4个孩子的话，你2/3除个4嘛 ，right， 就是2/12，所以呢，每一个人拿1/6。If there is no heir to the property, okay, property reverts to the state through legal procedure called escheat. 因为他没有后人的话 ，right， 州政府就没收了，把房子没收。通过这个顺序叫 escheat。The name person, right? They cheat you out of a property. It's cheating. It's a joke. Alright, transfer by accession, natural causes. Okay. 自然化的，这个泥土，OK，就把浪冲上去，越来越多，OK，所以你这个地皮都增扎上去，OK，叫 accession。So accession is the addition of pieces of land through forces of nature, natural growth, addition or fixture or improvement made to a property in error. Okay. Accretion is what? 一个动词 moving water, adding land to a parcel. These deposit or dirt or sand is called alluvium. 这是泥土 ，right？ 扎上去你的地叫 alluvium。这个动词叫 accretion，right？ 这个波浪把这个泥土冲了到你这个地皮上去，就增加你的地皮。On the other hand, avulsion， 另外一个这个单词 avulsion 就反过来了 ，real estate being lost because of land is torn away by action of moving water. Okay, let's say you have a piece of land that's like this. Okay, and this is the sea, right? So one day you're rushing through and then it breaks off this piece. Okay, so you lose land, right? It avulses out. Okay, avulsion. 它的大浪打破了，你的地就没有这块地。It's called avulsion. Encroachment, 跳线。So it is when improvements and permanent fixtures are placed on a property that does not legally belong to the person who places them. Right? A fence built over the property line into the neighbor's lot is a form of encroachment, right? 一个地皮 right? 它做这个围墙 right? And it slants out and it goes like this. Okay? This portion is over, right? 它占了这个围墙，占了到别人的地皮上面，这个叫 encroachment， 跳线。Or, you know, they build a shack, right? Storage shack. They build it in the backyard, right? They go over a feet. That's encroachment. Or the other way, right? This neighbor has a big tree, right? And it grows, 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 grows. This portion is called encroachment because of the airspace, right? This is a tree, right? Grows. Okay. So this portion here is all on the other side. So you're violating the airspace, right? Encroachment. 空间呢，它占据你的空间了 ，right？ 所以它也是跳线。这个是很好的火树的话，在 transfer by occupancy. Oh, one thing about encroachment. Within 3 years, you don't say anything about it, you can have a tough time getting rid of it later on. Okay? It becomes permanent after 3 years. 有3年的时间段，你告诉对方，有权利，有这个金主，就是3年之后的话，放松，拿你去处理。但是很多 neighbor 他不会，该移走的该弄好，他怕被告，他也不知道这个3年的时间段。 transfer by occupancy, abandonment 放弃了，租客放弃，so it's a relinquishing of the right of interest with intention never again reclaimed. So for rentals, right, the renter they just give up, they move without telling the landlord. It's called abandonment. 租客他找到工作啊等等，right，他也不给房东说一句话，他就搬走了。Then how do you handle this, right? First, you say what's going on, right? You post a 24-hour notice. No more, right? You need 48 hours now because of the coronavirus, okay? 48 hours of entry. You go in there and you say it's empty. Okay? Then you post up another say bereavement is abandonment. Okay, for 15 days. 15 to 18 days. So you go back 18 days later. And then you can reclaim it. 你就申请，你就不帮忙，你就去，我上去是放弃了。The tenant may come back and say, hey, I empty out because I want to change all my furniture. I was on vacation. Right? Why you rent it out again? That's another party. So we give them that 15 to 18 days. Typical vacation is 2 weeks. Okay? 很多复杂的事，一个礼拜就对。所以他2个礼拜回来，哎，不好意思，我还住在那里。Alright, adverse possession is another way of getting a property. Acquiring title to someone else's property through continuous and notorious occupancy. If you find an empty house, 你找到个空房子，你就搬进去住了，open and notorious occupancy. Hostile and averse, you don't have to ask anybody's permission. 不用问任何人搬进去住。Uninterrupted for 5 years, 住5年。And pay taxes, right? Property taxes for 5 years. And then you have the right of color title. Yes, constantly give you title under adverse condition. Because you pay the taxes and you did all of these things. Then they will give you title to your property. The only thing that it could be happening is that this house is all paid off. And somehow the owner is lost. He's not there anymore. They went on a trip, it's senile, they got kidnapped, killed, whatever reason that house was left empty. So these instances are very rare. Okay? Also, some of them are fraud. The caretaker of the senior, they just rent an apartment for the senior and they move in and live in the house. They claim that reputation.那那时候呢，这个机会是很小了，OK，甚至诈骗性的，OK，老人家的人只是诈骗，老诈，把他发出去，他全部在诈骗行为。Easement by prescription，你让路，我出来了，是用出来的。An easement or right to use another land can be obtained for 5 years of continuation. 你长期用5年的话，就变成一个让路。Unlike adverse possession, description is the use of the property, not the transfer of title. 产权还是无主的，但是你可以用它地方。Owner continue to pay all taxes，雇主还有税的，就可以用，可以长期用，继续用。Transfer by dedication，转让。Dedication is the gift appropriation of land by its owner for some proper use, usually to city or county. 有时候你看到这个小公园，它是什么？Rosa Garden, right? Park. It's named after the owner. 有时候是它就是郡，就是地给城市这个 county， 用来做小公园啊等等。Can be voluntary or mandatory. Typically, dedication is voluntary. Title forms of ownership. Okay? How do you take title? 这个蛮重要的 ，OK？ 就是你的产权怎么去方式来做这个产权。So, title is the right of ownership of land and the evidence of that ownership. OK， 就是这个纸张证明你是 owner 嘛。OK， there are 6 distinct ways to hold title. 有6种不同的方式来证明这个产权。Severalty, sole ownership， 单独一个 owner。OK， 只有一个 owner， 不管是个人还是公司，一个人。So it is the sole and separate ownership by one individual. Can be married and hold separate property or a corporation. 单独一个人 ，OK， 私生太太也好 ，OK， 他没有结婚 ，OK， 还是一个公司，他就是 sole ownership， 只有他有这个权利，产权。Okay? So the word is severalty, okay? Severalty. Sole ownership. Tenancy in common, right? Unity of possession. 这是两个人以上的 ，OK? Undivided ownership by 2 or more persons together. Okay? Tenant may hold unequal interest. 他们分配不一样的 percentage. Any type of percentage. 199, right? Or 50-50. Any number that they agree on. Okay? Each has unity of possession or right to occupy the property. 每个人都可以用上这个房产。Each may will or transfer the interest separately. 他自己就分配的部分，他可以转让，还是遗嘱给别人的。Okay? Each share proportionally in the expense and profit of the property. Okay? 他盈亏也是跟着这个比例来操作的。Dispute among owners are settled by petition action, where court order the sale of the property and divide the assets. 就他们有纠纷的话，法官就想，你们算了呗，拍卖这个房楼，然后分配这个钱就好了，把你们删掉，这叫 partition action。Joint tenancy, another form is right of survivorship. So this is interesting. It's typically reserved for families, family members, or relatives. Okay? 2 or more persons have identical interests, same interests in the whole property. 不 same rights of possession and right of survivorship. So what does that mean? That means if you have two, right, 50-50, or half, half, right? If you have three, you have one third, and one third, right? If you have 10, same thing, 110 times 10, right? 如果两个的话，一半嘛，right？三个每个人1/3嘛，还有4个是1/4的，okay? Everything, everybody have equal shares. Now, what happened? Let's say this one, okay? Two of them die, right? So now it becomes 8. Everybody gets 1/8 times 8, right? And then 5 more die off, right? Minus 5. You have 3. So now left to the 3, they split 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So whoever survived the longest, they have the entire thing. Okay? 终于有个人活了，他的得到100%财产。Okay? So the deceased owner's interest is divided among the surviving owners equally. It may not be will. 他不可以给别人的 ，OK？ 他有放弃 ，OK？ There's no need for probate, OK？ 也不需要审判的 ，It's automatic after they die, OK？ You just need to have a death certificate done and that's it. Title is changed, OK? So corporations cannot enter joint tenancy, OK？ 这种产权的话 ，right？ 你不可以转让给别人 ，OK？No， 不需要审判。然后你有这个死亡证书就转让 ，OK？ 有公司不可能有这种产权 ，OK？ 因为公司是永远性的 ，OK？ 所以它永远就得到 number one，OK？ 去得到100% corporation。So they don't let corporation use this, okay? It's not fair, okay? So all owners have 4 things in common, okay? Title, time, interest, and possession. T-tip, okay? T-tip. Just remember that, okay? 所有的人用这种方式的话 ，title 也是他们的，时间段也是他们的 ，OK？ interest 就是他们 equal shares，possession 也可以用到这个方式。Then you have tenancy in partnership. It's the same thing as tenant in common. Okay, except it's for business. Okay. 2 or more persons who are co-owners of a business. Each partner has equal rights of possession. When a partner dies, the interest passes to their heirs. Okay. 不是给对方的 ，OK？ 这个 partner， 他给自己的后人。General partnership is responsible for everything. Okay? Limited partnership only limit to your investment. Okay? General partnership 就是有负责全部的东西，因为你是 limited 有限的话，就很限制你投资这部分。Okay? Community property 共同财产 ，OK？ 是加州就是共同财产的州，夫妻两个都是 share 一半的。All property acquired by a married couple in a marriage is communal property. All real estate contracts should be signed by both husband and wife, okay? Including sale or rental. Right? A rental have two signatures. Any property obtained by either husband or wife prior to marriage may remain as separate property. OK，它可以分开财产的，就是他结婚之前，他可以在这个是我的房子。The community estate is liable for all debts incurred by either spouse occurring before or during marriage. OK，他的债务，不管他前后结婚，哎，结婚之前的债务也是你的债务，所以这个要小心。Community property. Continue. Surviving spouse inherit property unless will to the heir. OK，这个另外配偶没有给他另外的后人的话，就有这个产权。OK， wages earned by either spouse during marriage is considered community property. 打工的工资等等也是共同财产。OK。Do not advise a buyer on how to hold title. This is legal advice. OK，告诉你的房客怎么去用上这种产权。OK，任何的产权。OK，要他们知道。OK，他要怎么告诉title。escrow 怎么去操作。如果你意见他们的话，不用意见他们去操作。OK，you get yourself into trouble. Okay, by telling them what type of title to use. Communal right, community property with right of survivorship. Okay, so husband and wife with the right of survivorship. Okay, and if they have second marriages, have different kids, this is going to be tough. Okay, 有问题的话就是他们二分的 ，OK， 他有这个 ，OK， 另外的配偶的小孩拿不到 ，OK， 他是全部放弃给另外的配偶 ，OK。Transfer ownership to the spouse at death will become tax benefit. Although not necessary, step up basis for 100% of the property. 不需要审判的，他马上拿到。But imagine this, okay, you have two husband and wife, okay. Let's say they have their own separate kids. Okay. And then together they have two kids. Okay. So what will happen if the wife dies? Okay. Everything goes to the husband and his kids are cut off. Okay. Or vice versa, right? If the husband dies, right, his kids will be cut off. Right? So these kids here will make trouble for you. Who told her or him to take some of the property of survivorship? Okay, I'm out of a share of a house, right? 所以如果他二份有自己的孩子的话 ，right， 他共同有孩子，这个没问题 ，right？ 但是另外一个配偶他死了 ，right？ 全部的财产都给另外的配偶，所以他自己的孩子就没有享受到这个财产。这些孩子他会问，谁叫我妈妈这样去安排的？那找到你就麻烦了。所以不用姓名怎么去用这个。So don't advise them how to take because these kids will not get the property and they will dig around and start suing everybody. Okay? Recording and acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is notarization. Notary. Okay? Acknowledgement is 公证了。Right, the legal process of making an instrument an official part of the record of the county. So recording provides constructive notice, right? Constructive notice. of a transaction that is assumed to be public knowledge, as opposed to actual notice, which are facts known only to individuals. Okay? If you record it, it's going to become constructive notice and it's going to be public. Okay? If you don't record it, it will be private and it's the actual notice. So mechanic documents that have to be recorded to be valid are mechanic lien and declaration of homestead. Okay? 这抵押的东西你有去记录下来，而且宣布 homestead。Homestead is basically to protect from frivolous lawsuits， 就是保护屋主了，对，就是人家在你门口摔到啊，他假装摔到，他告你这一类的保护。Okay, priority and recording 这个很重要，你先登记记录下来就先有这个权利。Protect a buyer against subsequent claims against property. First in time is the first in right. So whoever is first to do it, they have the right to that property. More exemptions, right? 有些不行的，就是 government liens and special assessment. 政府的抵押跟所有的税， right? Actual notice of another person's prior rights. Okay? 他以前已经有这个权利了。Mechanic lien. Right? 它是 take priority 的。Agreement to the contrary. 因为你有协议的话。Right? Acknowledgement. Notary. Right? Refer to sign a verbal statement by a named person that has signed a document of his own free will. 就是自愿签名的 ，OK？ 证明他的签名。A deed does not have to be acknowledged to be valid, but must be acknowledged to be recorded. Okay? 你想记录下来的话，你必须要有公证。If anything that's recorded, you need it to be notarized. Acknowledgement. Okay? Public notary. Okay? Authorized by Secretary of State. Okay? The seal, right? 这个公证的那个纸张， okay? 有什么东西 ？It has to have the word notary public. 它有个字体叫 notary public. Name of the county, right? When Rancho Cucamonga is to say San Bernardino. Okay, name of the notary, right? 公证人的名字。The state seal, right? 就是州政府的章。The expiration date, right? 它什么时候到期的 ？Okay, recording in the county where property is located. Very important. Okay. Do not record your Rancho Cucamonga house in Los Angeles County. That won't work. It has to be San Bernardino. Make sure you go to the right county to record it. Okay. 这个房子在哪个 county 你就去哪个 county 去登记了 ，OK？ 去记录 ，OK？ Do not give legal advice. OK？ 不用给产权的方面怎么去安排等等 ，OK？ A real estate salesperson or broker may not give legal advice, as the law is highly complex and specialized. It's the law and also the tax system. 法律跟税这方面的话，没有牌照，所以不用给任何的意见。Okay? A man who is his own lawyer has a full client. Okay, so this ends our chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay? We're going to take a short break, maybe 5 minutes, and we talk a little bit more about real estate. Okay, so what are the things that you expect? How do you get into this profession and stuff like that? OK，我们休息大概5分钟，然后回来讲讲。OK，你入进去这个行业的话，这个顺序怎么去做，讲讲。OK，然后多少时间？OK，所以呢，我们就 break till 11:35. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's talk about um, real estate as a career. Okay，我们做这一行的话，OK，就是不管你是新出来做这一行业，还是你改行等等，或者你加上去，so your expected income, okay, anywhere from 100K and up. If you do part time, one or two sales a year, okay, anything from 25K. If you're more aggressive on the upper end, you can make 300K as well. Okay. I have a couple of agents first year in the business make over 300K. Okay. They have connections in China, etc., etc. Okay. So they can make that type of money. Okay. So this is part time. Okay. And this is of course full time. Okay. 你全业的话，right， 一开始有关系在中国大陆啊等等投资的关系的话，30万很平常的，哎，可以达到效果。你不全职去做的话，OK，一年买2、3栋房子，大概2万5左右，平均数，OK，就是10万块。这个obviously is full time， OK，全职去做。So how does it go? Right now you're a student. 现在是学生。Okay. So it takes you roughly about 2 months to finish. Okay. 2个月去读这个 school. Okay. And it's about $500. Okay. Then you apply, right? What after you get your 3 certificates? Okay. You apply. The DRE 你考完学校的试，你有3个证书的话，你去申请去考试。This will take another 2 months. That's how long it takes. Pandemic 耽误 another 2 months. Okay. 疫情中，它基本上呢，等待2个多月了，再2个月上去。So the cost of that is licensing, 245. 牌照245，考试费，this is license fee. Exam and the fingerprint, that's more. 65块，差不多了，所以305、340。Okay. So that's how much you spend. Now our school tuition, right, is gonna be a bonus for your first deal. Right? Your first buy and sell deal, you're gonna get a bonus. So that's basically down to 0. Right? 我们会给你奖金，你做第一个案子的话，给你500块奖金。Okay? 所以学费是免的。Okay? So total takes you about 4 months to get your license. 拿到牌照的话，大概4个月左右。Okay? Some people they take 6 months. 有些学生比较慢了半年吧，有些更慢就是1年。 months, okay? And you need time, right, to get your first customer, right? 大部分的4个月最快4个月了，OK，平常都是6个月，有些学生比较慢的12个月，平常都是大概6个月左右，然后中途他也会有客户跟他谈判去买卖房子，OK，所以 you expect some money in the 6 months area, okay, or 6 to 8 months. And if you want to do this full time, right, you better have a reserve, right? 因为你做全职的话, right, 你应该有 6 months reserve. Okay? So after you get your license, right, you come out full time, right, you have to weather the 6 months, okay? If you don't, you're gonna find going back to your job, okay? 因为你没有6个月的抵押生活费的话, right, 6个月之内你就回去打工了, okay? So most people they take part time, okay, maybe for 2 to 3 years, and then once they make the money, they go full time. Okay, because going full time, you're getting 100K plus. If you find the right market, right, 你找到这个市场的话, okay, 最好的市场, okay, not your family, friends, and fans, okay, 你的粉丝、你的朋友、你的亲戚, okay, that's only a small percentage, right, so probably maybe 5%, okay, so don't take part in that. I mean, that's a good start, okay. 亲戚朋友, right, 你的粉丝等等, okay, 只有5%, okay, 那不是不要他们, okay, 他们很重要, okay, 是你的开始, okay, but the bulk of the people that you try to focus, right, is what we in the class. It's called investors. Who they are, right? Actual investors, right? And another form, landlords. Okay? They may own just one unit, or they may own thousands of units. Okay? The sweet spot in there, if they own how many units? Less than 10. Okay? 普通的真的房产投资人, okay, 找他们，还是房东, okay, 一个单位的, okay, 到1000个单位以上都有的, okay. 那最好的话就是10到20个单位的这种房东，你跟他们打交道, right, 他们做你的客户就有的说了, okay. Then we're gonna teach you how to get these landlords, small landlords, right, to make more money. Do 1031 exchange, right, 交换。很多这种房东呢，他不满意, right, 他的回报率太小了，3%, okay. 你帮他转那个方向来做事, okay. 他变为有双位数的 10% 以上到20% 的回报，他会跟着你走, okay. And then other people, right, investors, agents, investors, okay. You can convince them, right, so they could join your group, okay. And then another aspect is that they qualify. 80% of the renters, they qualify to be a homeowner. OK， 租房子的人士们 ，OK， 他们100个有80个可以买房子的，他们不知道，因为房子蛮贵的，他不如就有方式去买房子，教他怎么去买房子，就多很多客户了。还有之后呢，就找 referral， 介绍人，因为他满意的话 ，renter， agent， landlord， investors， 他会介绍给 referral。Investor, you don't need many, okay? If you have 3 to 6, that's plenty. Landlords, about the same, okay? 3 to 6. Okay. Renters, you could do a little bit more, right? 10 plus. And then referral come from all of these, right? Let's say an average about 4, 5, 9, 10, 20, right? 10% or 20%, right? You get 4 more. Okay. So in a year, right, you can get 10 to 20 transactions. Okay. So then you could reach your 100K easily. Okay. 一年你有10到20个交易 ，OK， 10万块很平常的，可以拿到，没问题。Okay. So with our company, right, 我们这个美信地产 ，Star Max Realty, what we give you is a lot. Okay. Once you become licensed agent, okay, we'll give you 80-20 split. You keeping 80, company keeps 20. Okay. And there's no training fee, none of that, right? Other companies, they assign a manager takes half of what you have, right? Typically, they give you 70, company keep 30. Manager comes in, right, do your first 3 deals, right? They cut half, so you only get 35%. So you get 3 deals, right? You basically exhausted your FFF, right? Family, friends, and fans, right? That's it. The market is gone, right? You make peanuts. Okay? We don't do that here. Okay? You get 80%, you get 80%. Okay? We give you all the training, you get 80%. Okay? So 3 deals, right? You have 240%. While here, right? You only get 102. You earn twice as much as other companies that give you that charge you for training. Okay? So the true 80% deal for you guys. Okay? We'll give you 1,000 business cards. Okay? 我们给你80、20分配 ，right？ 然后教你怎么去做，1分钱都不扣你 ，OK？ 其他外面的话，他给你40%，OK？ 一个 manager 帮你做一个案子，他拿1半走的 ，OK？ 所以你只有35%，也就是说3个，总共102， right？ 我们这边80乘3个案子的话，245%。那你第三个案子就是你的亲戚朋友跟你的粉丝 ，OK？ 就没了啊 ，OK？ 之后你怎么去办？哎，他们不教你，哎。然后我们这边还给你1000张的名片，将来的话我们会给你individual website。 free training. Okay. Free actual training. Okay, not classroom training. Okay. And we give you investment training too. Okay. Okay. How to acquire more clients. 增长你的客户。Okay. And also loan classes, right? We don't only do real estate. Okay. 我们不单只做房地产 ，OK， 我们还做贷款。对，贷款我们还有就是自己的 escrow，in-house escrow，and then we have solar， 还可以做太阳能，还可以做什么？我们学校，学校就是我们这个 training 了。Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally you learn how to invest yourself and for others. 6. Okay. 6 items all integrated together. Okay. Then you be a truly professional realtor. Okay. 你就当那个房产经纪。Okay. 什么都懂了。OK。房地产做贷款，这个中介交易，right？ 太阳能，学习，right？ 大投资方式全有。Okay. So you go through the program, okay? Your first 2 years, okay? You learn to be a well-rounded realtor. Okay? 这时候呢，你所有关于房产的东西很清楚、很明白，对，去销售。OK， 所以呢，我现在就告辞了。Okay, I'll end this class today, hoping everybody have this great expectation of the real estate industry. 你做这个行业的话是很好的机会，来很短的时间你就可以转行了。OK， 跟我们的公司一起去打拼这个市场。Okay, we'll see you next week. Next week we're going to do chapter 3 and 4. Okay, 下个礼拜我们会讲章子3跟4。Okay, so we see everybody. Okay, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Okay. Okay, seems like we're live. Alright, so good morning everyone. Okay, we're live. Okay, very good. So today we're going to talk about chapter 5 and chapter 6. Okay, 今天我们会讲章子5跟章子6。Chapter 5 we talk about contracts. Okay, 章子5我们讲那个协议，对，这个房地产协议。Chapter 6 we talk about landlords and tenants. 章子6的话，我们讲这个房东跟房客。好，我们开始。Okay, contracts in general. Okay, basically it's very simple. Okay. Um, in the old days, they say, gentleman's agreement. Okay. That's a contract. Okay. They just say it out. Okay. You do this for me for how much, and I do this for you for X dollars. Okay.以前的话没有写的东西，OK，我们嘴巴说算数嘛，哎，就是这个合约，哎，就是你做什么东西，我给你多少钱，OK，你卖房子给我，OK，我给你多少钱，等等，OK，嘴巴说出来就算数了，OK，but nowadays, everybody do their own thing, right? Everybody is happy, okay? But if someone doesn't do it, okay, then you have arguments, right? Then now you have lawyers, right? So everybody's protecting themselves. So now you have everything written down. So the court of law, okay, can decide who's right, who's wrong, okay? 很多时候这些协议的话，OK，大家做好都大家的 OK 了，OK。如果一方或者两方有纠纷的话，OK 就有问题了。问题时候的话，哎，就打官司啦，在法庭上面，他讲，哎，你说什么，你说什么，OK。所以呢，很多时候呢，这些协议有写下来，给法庭看，可以判断，谁是错了，谁没有做事啊，等等，OK。好，我们看内容吧，OK。So contract in general, okay, 就是协议。There are many types of contract. 对，有很多种类的 contract. You have express contract. Express contract is what? An agreement made either orally or in writing. Examples are listing, deposit receipts, leases. 这种协议的话呢，你要表达出来，什么叫表达出来？你说出来也好，你写出来也好，OK。例子的话就是帮人卖房子啊，租约啊等等。Implied contract, not used in real estate. Okay? An agreement is made by act and conduct rather than words. Okay? So nothing is said, but you expect to do it. That's called implied contract. Okay? 这种协议的话，不用说话的，不用表达出来，OK，这种在房地产用不上，OK，这是规矩了，OK，是他点个头，还是他意思一下，OK，你就知道怎么去做，OK，这个呢在房地产用不上，OK，不可能用，OK。Bilateral contract, a promise made by one party in exchange for a promise of another. 这个是两方的协议，必须有两方的一个做事，不单止一方有做事。Next thing is unilateral contract, a promise to act made by only one party. Okay? Only one party do the thing. Okay? The other just receive or benefit from it. So 这种的话，单方的协议，OK，只有一方去做事，OK，另外一方付钱还是享受，OK。And then going deeper, more detail, a valid contract is a contract that is binding and enforceable in the court of law. 有效的协议，OK，这是 valid。什么是有效呢？就是在法庭上面，OK， 给法官可以把握住这个协议来判断。Okay. Voidable contract, okay, valid on its face value, but one or more parties may reject it. 可以取消的协议叫 voidable contract， okay. 它是合法合理的有效的协议， okay. 但是一方还是两方可以把它取消，不要。So it's called voidable contract. A void contract is no contract exists, therefore no rights are enforceable. Void 这个意思就是无效 ，okay? No contract exists 就是有协议在面前，但是它里面的内容错误的等等 ，OK， 就无效的，上没有限制啊，一方没有限制，等等。Unenforceable contract. Contract cannot be proved or sued upon, so it cannot stand in the court of law. Okay? Unenforceable 就是法庭管不住的，就是协议。Okay? 可能协议无效 ，OK， 它里面内容模糊等等 ，OK， 在法庭上面呢用不上，就是 unenforceable contract。Okay, so I want to go into a little bit detail here, okay? So we went through all of that. This is the bigger picture. Express contract is either oral or written, okay? 这个是表达出来的，有说明还是写出来的。Implied contract, okay, is by implication or conduct, okay? 这个没有表达出来的，就是你的feeling, okay? 就是该做的就做 ，okay? 这个叫 implied contract. Bilateral contract 是双方的协议。Unilateral contract 单方的协议。So I'm going to repeat this. Okay? Valid is contract binding and enforceable. 有效的协议可以在法官可以用这个协议来判断这个 valid contract. Voidable 就是可以 it can be rejected at the option of the party. 可以取消的。Okay? Void is no contract exists. 是无效的协议，就是没有 contract. Unenforceable. 在法庭上面用不上这个 contract， 它可能是合理的协议，有效的协议，但是有一些内容在里面呢，它法庭上用不上，模糊的。Okay, life of a contract. Okay, 这个协议的寿命。It has three phases 有三段 okay? First one is negotiation. Okay, 是讨价还价了。Two, not yet performed 是中途操作 okay? 还没完成。第三个呢就是完成了 completion。So negotiating period, phase one. Buyer and seller discuss possibility of a contract if there's mutual interest in offer, right? Or perhaps several offers are made. 就是讨价还价的时候嘛，就是来回，多少钱，做什么东西，做买卖，修理不修理。Performance is time between accepted deposit and closing of escrow. 他开始交定金，到他完成交易这个房子，这是中途的操作叫 performance。Okay, that's phase two. Phase three is complete performance. contract has been executed， 协议就是操作的。These vocabularies or adjectives, right? You have to know what do they mean. Okay, executory is what a legal agreement provision which have yet to be completely fulfilled. In the middle of doing it is called executory. 中途操作的时候呢，叫 executory. In process, okay, 还在这边操作。Okay, executed 完成了。Okay, a contract that has either been discharged or performed. 完成什么意思呢？就是它可以推出来 ，OK， 不做，还是它做完了，也是叫 executed。Execute is to what? To sign a contract. OK， 操作一个协议，就是去签字。OK， Execution, the act of performing or carrying out the contract. 这是中途要做的事，叫 execution. So execution and executory is similar. Okay. Execute is to start. Execute is end. Okay. 中途做事的话是这两个单词。Okay. 开始就是 to execute. Okay. 签合约，然后签协议。做完之后，哎，还是你 cancel 之后，这是叫 executed. So we're going to go into details. Okay, negotiation. Okay, is before a contract has struck. Okay, before it is executed, before anything is signed. Okay, 这是讨价还价的时间。OK， 协议还没签呢。OK， 这是讨论怎么去做一件事。Parties discuss possibility of a contract. Offer is made. Possible additional offer. Counter offer is accepted by a party. Contract is created. Okay. 这是他们讨价还价有两方、三方、四方 ，OK， 同意，所有的人在同意之后，大家签完之后，协议就出现了。然后也 perform， right midstream 中途操作 ，OK， 叫 executory contract， in which a provision have yet to be completely performed， okay， 还没完成的中途操作的 executory contract。Completion, okay, occurs after a contract has been completed and extended until the statute of limitation runs out. Okay, typically is 3 years. Okay, 3年之后，它全部没有liability， OK， 没有这个责任了 ，OK， 就完成了。Okay. So execute a contract has been discharged or performed. OK， 这个完成的协议，不管它停掉 ，OK， 还是做完，这是叫 execute the contract. So they may have a question, okay, exam question, okay, that it could be discharged or it could perform, okay. 考试里面的话 ，OK， 州政府考试里面的话，它可能考你这个单词 ，OK， execute the contract 什么意思？很多人都是讲完成了，不是，他推出来 ，OK， 一方推出来 cancel。两方 cancel 停止这个协议，还是叫 execute contract， 这个你们有记住。Terms used in a contract 很简单 ，OK， 这是单词你有知道。To execute is to sign a contract， okay， 这个单词就是签的协议嘛，完成的是完成，就是这个协议有效。OK， ，OK， 你签完之后就有效。Execution is the act of performing carrying out a contract， 这是中途操作。Execute a contract，OK， 刚才讲过了 ，OK， 就是停掉还是完成。Okay, so let's talk about elements of a contract. 里面协议有什么东西呢？基本上4个 ，OK， 但是房地产呢有5个。First is capacity， 你有没有那个能力去做 ？Number 2 mutual consent， 大家同意 ，legality 合法的 ，and 4 consideration， 你付钱呢还是用什么方式来完成？第5的话，writing is required. So in real estate， 在房地产我们这边的话 ，Number 5 is always required, always written， 就写下来的 ，OK， 嘴巴说不算数。Okay, so in a contract, it is imperative to remember that the following are not essential elements of a valid contract. Okay， 基本的东西不是在有效的协议。Okay， money can be other consideration， 其他的东西都可以，不是就单指这个钱去交易。OK， 你做服务啊，不做一样东西啊，等等。都是一个 consideration。 Writing， OK， 很多人必须写下来 ，no only real estate contract except for real estate contract。Performance， 你做到了 ，right？ 有时候你做不到怎么办？但是呢，它不是，这个是后果了，后面 OK， 你不做的话，可能有纠纷。就是上法庭控告 ，OK， 所以 performance 这不是里面的东西，这是后面的东西 ，OK。So let's talk about more detail capacity. What is it？ 有没有能力去完成这个协议 ？Refer to all persons legally permitted to sign the contract 。这是合法的来签这个 ，everyone is capable except minors。小孩子 ，18岁以下的 ，OK， 不可以签协议。Anyone under age 18 except if they emancipated minors. Emancipated meaning they're independent from their parents. Emancipated 就是小孩子他早年龄结婚，16岁啊，17岁结婚 ，OK， 他们呢就变为一个成人了 ，OK， 这种还是他父母同意他独立，是吧？叫 emancipated minor。Incompetent, the person judged to be unsound mind, OK， 脑子有问题，不管是年轻也好，老人也好 ，OK， 老人痴呆症啊。说话，他签完那个协议都忘了，刚才签的是什么东西 ，OK， 这样子的话不行的，因为他不知道，他可能一段时间知道，一段时间不知道，这个不行的 ，OK，incompetent， convicts 囚犯 ，OK， 他的权利在监狱里面的话不可以签协议，他有通过那个加州的。同意就可以。Civil rights are lost during course of the jail term. They may convey property with approval of California Adult Authority. 所以囚犯不可以签协议的，基本上。Mutual consent， 两方同意，就是全方同意。A genuine offer by one party and a genuine acceptance by another party。有人去要求做事，另外一方是同意接受。Okay, the offer and an expression of willingness to enter into a contract。哎，就是你想买一个房子，哎，一 offer 上去，就让对方签个协议了。Offerer is the person initially is the buyer who has made the offer。这个单词叫 offerer。他提这个意见出来，哎，我想买你的房子，他就是 offerer。Offeree is the person seller to whom the offer has been made。收到 offer 的人叫 offeree。Okay, contractual intent, very very important. Okay, so what is intent? What is the goal, right? What is the goal of the contract? Okay? In a purchase contract, of course, is to buy the house. Okay, so the judge will look at your contract. Okay, what is your original intent? What's the purpose? Okay, purpose, goal. Okay. 法庭上面看那个 contractual intent 重要的 ，OK， 你的目的写这个协议到底是什么 ？OK， 是买房子、卖房子，还是做其他的东西 ？OK， 这个是这个目的是什么东西 ？OK， 以后到做中途的话，合不合理的，哎，加钱啊等等 ，OK。So the contractual intent exists when the offerer communicate an offer to the offeree with the intention, right, of forming a binding contract. Contractual intent does not exist with social invitation or advertisement. Okay. So if I send you an invitation to my party, you don't have to come. It's not a contract. Or if I advertise I'm selling a notebook, right? You don't have to buy it. Right? Just enticing you to buy it. 像这个请帖，哎，请你到我们的 party 当中，哎，你不需要去啊，哎，这不是合约，哎，加上呢打广告也是，我打广告就是我卖一个手提电脑，哎，你不要当它是一个协议，你必须要买，哎，你可以考虑不买也可以的，对，它是一个广告。Terms， 对，其他的条件，对 ，very very important。Okay, a lot of people don't recognize the term. All they look at is the money. Okay, what are the terms? How long is it closed? Does the seller have to lease back? Okay, rent back? Do you do termite? Right? How long is it closed? 30 days, 45 days, half a year, right? Those are terms, okay, other than the price, the money. Okay, 这个条件跟价位不一样的 ，OK， 但是很多人重视这个价位 ，OK， 价位是 number one，obviously，OK， 条件的方面的话，很多时候也蛮重要的 ，OK， 比如说多长时间去交易这个房子啊，谁去做买卖的，哎，这个房主有没有回租房子 ，OK， 一个月，哎，有时间去找他的房子去搬走等等，哎，条件重要，哎 ，so they all must be definite and certain， okay， so 他这个条件 ，OK， 有姓名 ，OK，这个 detail 在里面，多少天多少钱，多少几件等等。So a real estate contract must contain what? Obviously the price, right? Specific finance terms. How do you buy it? How do you buy it? How to? Okay. And then an accurate description of the property. Okay. What am I buying? Right? What kind of houses am I buying? Okay. 一个房产买卖协议的话很简单，有什么东西？唯一是价位嘛，对。然后呢，他怎么去买你的房子？他是现金吗？贷款吗？哪一种贷款？以后呢，他买这个是什么房咯？三房两浴啊，四房三浴啊，里面有什么东西等等。Alright, illusory contract. What does that mean? Illusory. One in which the terms are not definite and certain, therefore the contract is unenforceable. So, illusory contract is unenforceable. Okay. Why is it unenforceable in the court of law? Because you have words like few, some, etc. These type of words. 模糊的协议，它只是在法庭这边，法官没办法去判断，因为你用只是单词在里面，就是几个，有一些等等。Okay? A few dollar, right? A few days, right? We'll buy it someday, right? We don't know when, right? Or something, right? Okay. So this is 很模糊, okay? Very, very loose. Okay? So instead of a few days, right, you say 5 business days. Okay? So that will be definite. Okay? 你的条件就是5个，不是5天，5个工作天。Okay? 姓名的很清楚。Okay? 还有多少天 ？Okay? 35 days. We need to close. Okay? You cannot say 30 something, right? It could be 31 or 39. Okay? Things like that. Okay? Okay, acceptance is the consent to the terms by the offeree. 接受 offer 的人呢，他接受了。Okay? Silence cannot be interpreted as acceptance of an offer because the acceptance must be communicated. Okay? 你不说话不表示你接受，所以呢，他是接受的意思的话，你要宣布出来你接受。Acceptance must be in a manner specific in the offer. 你协议里面就是声明你怎么去接受这个协议。Any counter offer automatically constitutes rejection of the original offer and the proposal of a new offer. Okay? 你反弹一个 offer 回去的话 ，right？ 以前的 offer 都不算数了 ，OK？ 所以你有新的 offer 给他。有时候呢，有一些条件你就改变 ，OK？ 不是全部改 ，OK？ So some part of the terms may be changed, but you don't have to redo the entire contract. Okay? Just a page stating what terms are changed. Okay? 看过。很多时候呢，一页里面的内容，哎，你就改条件在里面，然后就重做一套新的协议。 Alright, termination of an offer. OK， 怎么去结束一个 offer？Lapse of time， right? Expiration， expire， 过期了，到期了。OK， 他就给你3天去考虑，还是30天过了。OK，offer is not accepted within the time period allowed in the offer。他姓名在里面多少天有限制了就接受了。这个超过的话就无效了。Communication of revocation. Offer can be terminated by offeror at any time before offeree has communicated acceptance. 什么意思呢？ Communication of revocation. Revocation 就是这个 offeror， OK， 买主，他没有接受之前，他可以把这个 offer 抽回来。Cancel, withdraw， 可以抽回来这个 offer。这个叫 withdraw of offer，WOO， 很少人去用它了。Not that many people or agents would use this. I use this once, and the other brokers they're very professional to the details, right? Make sure that everything is done in writing. Okay, failure of offeree to fulfill condition. Okay, offeree 就是接受 offer 的人，他没有做到里面的东西，你可以停掉了。All specified conditions must be completed in the prescribed manner. And whatever the contract says you need to do, you need to do. If they don't do it, you can terminate the contract or the offer. Okay? 一方里面的东西条件没有符合的话 ，right， 就可以停掉了。因为对方不满意 ，right， 他取消还是另外的人取消。Rejection， 不要。Offeree rejects or makes a counter offer。OK， 他还他一个价钱，就这个原来的 offer 就无效了。OK，death or insanity of either party or broker voids the offer。我们买卖里面有4方 ，OK， 买主、卖主 ，OK， 然后2方代表的房产公司。任何一方死掉了，还是他脑子有问题，这个协议都停掉了。So it could be the buyer, the seller, the listing broker, or the selling broker. Illegality of purpose. If any condition or purpose of the contract is deemed illegal, the contract is void. So if the content or the terms of the contract is illegal by nature, then the contract is no good. Why? Let's say the contract says, I only sell to white Caucasian people. Okay? So that's against the law. Right? So the contract is not valid. It's void. 无效。里面的内容讲 ，OK， 我只卖给白人 ，OK， 还是只卖给黑人 ，OK， 这一句话，这个条件在里面是不合法的嘛，所以呢，这个协议的就无效。还是you know, you see the gangster movie, right? I put a contract on such and such person, right? That's oxymoron, okay? Meaning they know it's not legal to have a contract, but they say it's a contract. 坏人呢里面呢，坏人做事没有协议的 ，OK， 他的嘴巴说，让他写下来，这个协议也是无效，因为他买卖毒品啊，买卖这个军火啊等等，不合法的公司，所以呢，他的协议也无效的，他写下来也无效。Counter offer automatically terminate all previous offers。一个反弹那个 offer 回去的话 ，OK， 以前的 offer 就无效了，但是它内容一部分内容就无效了。Alright, let's talk about genuine consent. Okay, 接受，同意。Okay, both offer and acceptance must be genuine and real. Okay, 有诚意去做这个协议的。Okay, this does not occur in the cases of what? Okay, let's talk about from bottom up. Okay, undue influence exists when a person in a position of authority, such as a broker or salesperson, or as a parent or as an authority, uses that authority for unfair advantage. OK， 这是有点压力的。OK， 像你这个老板叫你做一件事，你不想去做，还是你父母给逼你去卖房子，等等，这是有压力 ，OK， 第三者的压力压住你去做的，叫 undue influence。Number 4, menace is what? It's a little bit more, okay? A threat to commit duress. Okay, 这是威胁你，你不做这个我就做什么什么什么 ，OK， 这是威胁，你知道吗 ？OK， 这个呢，他就是要求别人去做 ，OK， 有点压力 ，OK， 爸妈叫你去处理这个房子，你不想去处理 ，OK， 但是呢，这个东西呢，他就讲，如果你不做的话，我要做什么什么 ，OK。Duress is the actual act of unlawful detention of a person or his property. So, if what's considered duress to the maximum, okay, is when someone pointing a gun at your head and they say, please sign the contract. That's duress. You're experiencing duress. If you don't sign, you get shot at, right? That's called duress. Duress 这是蛮大的压力 ，OK， 威胁的压力 ，OK， 怎么说呢？譬如说，你不肯签那个协议，人家就用那个枪指着你的头，他讲签，不签我就开枪 ，OK， 这样子的情形的话，就叫 duress。Unlawful detention of a person or his property. Okay, mutual mistake exists when both parties are mistaken as to the matter of agreement. OK， 就是大家有错误 ，OK， 就漏洞了 ，OK， 就是没有看到这个条件，去处理 ，OK， 有做错了 ，OK， 没有安排好 ，OK。Fraud occurs when a person misrepresents a material fact, knowing that it is not true. OK， 他知道不对的，他拼命讲这是，这个是事实 ，OK， 这个叫诈骗行为。他明明知道这个房子漏过水的，他讲没有啊。So this is fraud. Okay, so genuine consent does not have all of this. Okay, elements. 因为真的接受同意的话，做这个协议的话，一点都没有压力，没有威胁，没有错误，没有诈骗行为。 legality 合不合法 ？Okay. The requirement that the contract be legal in both formation and operation. Okay. 你敲作这个协议，协议不会有法律上的问题。Okay. Both consideration and the subjective must also be lawful.